Welcome everybody to the weekly Wellness Wednesday. We are going to be talking about eye health with our amazing product, Icy Bright. So it's about vision, perspective, and focus. And this is what we are so privileged to have. So for those of you that don't know me, this is Margie Hare. I've been with LifeVantage for 5 years now. And I do have a little story to share with you. I am in my clinic work. I'm a lymphatic drainage specialist working with the Dr. Vodden method. I'm a Tai Chi and Qigong instructor. And I have been for 3 decades in the alternative health arena. And it's my passion to help people improve their health. And what better with the products that LifeVantage have done for us. So this is really something we just have to make really clear. This is a sharing of information. We are not here to cure, mitigate, diagnose any diseases. It's really important that you understand that any safety issues, any potential benefits, this is up to each individual. And what we're doing in this area is to just educate you on what is possible, what the ingredients are, how this product might be able to help you. So right from the word go, what we're going to share is having a little understanding about the eyes, the problem of blue light, which I think is really important just to get a basic understanding. Do we have a solution? Yes, we have a solution. And your option is knowing this information. If we take a look at the eye, if you can imagine here where the writing is here, if that was a great big projector, it's projecting through the front of the eye to the back of the eye. This macula is a really important part of the eye. So we're going to be looking at various parts of the eye, but you just need to look at a couple of these things: the retina, the iris, the lens, the pupil. All of these parts are really important. And what the research has shown is that there are ways we can improve our eye health. But before I go any further, I just want to mention that what we're going to share is not the only thing you can do. It's like a bouquet of flowers. A couple of roses is fabulous, but when you put some carnations with it, it's even better. And when you put some beautiful green fernery or that lovely Queen Anne's lace, it's even better. So this is about eye health. This is one solution that can help with your eyes. But don't ignore the fact that you need to exercise regularly. You need to drink water every day, and the right amount of filtered water. And you need to eat lots of greens. The eye area is a very important part, and it's one of the most difficult areas of our body to detox. So looking at the front of the eye here, the lipid layer, this is what lubricates and prevents evaporation. The second layer here is the aqueous layer. It nourishes and protects the cornea. This mucin layer, it adheres the tears to the eye. And this last one here, which is the fourth layer in, it's the meibomian glands. These secrete, when we say lipid, we mean an oil layer of tear film. Now, this often is blocked. It can be blocked, especially if your eyes are not healthy, and can lead to evaporative dry eye. Sometimes it shows up on the edge of the eye here as a little cyst or a little bump, which is really painful. And sometimes they have to be surgically removed. So we come to a very important question. And what is blue light? Blue light enters the eye just as light hits your skin. And we talk about photooxidation. So when blue light comes into the eye, it causes oxidative stress. Ongoing long-term, it leads to an immune response, and ongoing long-term, it leads to normal eye aging. So this type of oxidative stress, in the short term, it can be dealt with, but long-term, it means your eye is going to be aging and lead to more serious conditions. our eyes can naturally protect itself from photooxidation through a really robust NRF2 response. Now, we are very familiar with the NRF2 pathway because of the fantastic protandem that we have. When that is activated and all those antioxidants and detoxification enzymes are regulated and upregulated, that's the primary defense against photooxidation and the oxidative stress in the eye. So that's a big handful, but this is what we're trying to avoid and certainly reduce. The eye also utilizes a number of dietary antioxidants. It can use some very special phytonutrients to help break this vicious cycle of oxidative stress and immune response. So it's really important to understand the macula and the macular pigment. So if I sort of went like this and I put on these glasses, so when this blue light comes in, it can be from my computer, can be from the sun, it damages that pigment. Some people have got these fabulous glasses that protect the blue light when you're working on your computer, right? The macula is part of the eye that processes what you see directly in the front of your eye. It's part of your retina and is key to your vision. The macula is that round area right in the center. There's the front of the eye, here's the back of the eye, and that's what it looks like. And this part here is what we need to protect. It's right at the back. The macular pigment enhances visual function in various ways. So it's a built-in blue light filter. So this is a blue light filter. Our sunglasses is a blue light filter from the blue light that comes in from the sun. So there are pigments known as carotenoids which accumulate in the eye specifically. Now these two, lutein and zeaxanthin. I thought I might just mention at this point, these two carotenoids, just individually on their own, before I tell you anything more. Lutein, if you go on PubMed, you'll notice there's 6,800 individual studies that show what lutein can do for the eye and what it's proven to do for eye health. It touches on eye disease, it touches on age-related macular degeneration, anti-inflammatory, the role in eye health, brain-eye connection, all of these things. So both lutein and zeaxanthin actually on its own has 4,200 studies, and together they have a further 2,700 studies. So there's no question about the fact that these two vital ingredients are part of what our eyes need. Supplementing with these two helps increase the macular pigment optical density. MPOD, you don't really have to know that, but that's what they call it. It's as though you're wearing sunglasses in your eyes. It protects that. It's like a blue light filter. So the next thing we need to do is look at the problem of the blue light. It is unavoidable. It's the most harmful type of light in the visible spectrum. Now that spectrum is like a rainbow. It's all the colors in the rainbow, but its main source is from the sun, but it also comes from our digital devices, laptops, desktop, all of those, TVs, and so on. And on average, this is a very scary figure, a person spends half a day on their devices. Blue light is everywhere, not just in the sun. It's even everywhere at night when you're on your devices. Now look at these amazing statistics. Not amazing, scary. The average daily screen time, 11 hours, 6 minutes per day. Smartphone usage in 2020, 3 hours, 49 minutes per day. And the worst one of all, I think, is children aged between 8 and 18 spend 7 hours, 22 minutes per day on their screens with entertainment and all sorts of games and all kinds of things. So this, when we say it's unavoidable, that blue light is unavoidable. Now, what are the effects of blue light? So it can be, and one of them is digital eye strain. Prolonged exposure to screens and blue light can cause digital eye strain. The symptoms include dry eyes, blurred vision, eye fatigue, headaches, and difficulty focusing. Have any of you had some of those? It's really common. Increased risk of macular degeneration. Some studies suggest that long-term exposure of high-intensity blue light may contribute to an increased risk of age-related macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss in older adults. Reduced productivity and attention, prolonged screen time, just want to move that out of the way, can lead to reduced productivity, difficulty concentrating, especially on tasks that require sustained attention. The impact on mood and mental health. Excessive screen time, particularly on social media and late night browsing, has been associated with negative effects on mental health because of all that exposure. It interferes with our circadian rhythms and it interferes with our sleep. So, is there a solution? Well, let's have a look. So, we mentioned very briefly those carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin. They are both constituents of the macula. So, the minerals, just want to move this out the way. Vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, copper, zinc. Now, an interesting point, copper and zinc work together. So if you've got the copper without the zinc, it's not going to work. And you know, it makes it become deficient. But the most important thing is when copper and zinc work together, it increases SOD. We all know that how important that is as an antioxidant. And of course, the last one we're talking about is the amigos and the bilberry. Omega fatty acids, they support the structure of the eye, the nerve, and the brain health. And bilberry, that's the European bilberry, it's great for the immune health and contains antioxidants. And there's a story that goes that the bilberry, during the war, the fighter pilots, they used to have not a sandwich, or they had jam on their sandwich. So there was more jam than sandwich when they were flying because they needed their eyes to be focused and in good health. And bilberry has been known for centuries to improve eye health. So what is our solution? Introducing Icy Bright. What is it? So vision is important to everybody. For almost every activity you do in life requires your eyes to function properly, every single thing. Icy Bright contains the nutrients that help you maintain eye health and support healthy eye function. Plus, it also contains, as we said earlier, the mineral zinc that supports cognitive function. So, what is in it? We talked about the lutein, 10 milligrams. We've talked about the zeaxanthin, 2 milligrams. The zinc, we've spoken about 5 milligrams. The amigos, vitamin C, and bilberry. So, those are all the factors that make up this amazing formula. So what are the overall benefits? It supports eye health and the protection of our eyes against oxidative stress. So we know that it's really important that oxidative stress, when it builds up, leads to more serious issues. It supports macular pigment, optical density, and macular and the retinal health. It supports the protection of our eyes from the effects of the blue light. We talked a little bit about the blue light that comes from the sun, of course, and the digital devices. It supports the reduction of eye fatigue and eye strain from the use of the digital devices. It supports visual function and performance, including the contrast, sensitivity, and tolerance of the glare and brightness. That's a really important one because from my point of view, before I used Icy Bright, I struggled at night because the bright lights, my focus and all of that, it's like, it just doesn't bother me anymore. Over time, the longer I've been on Icy Bright, doesn't bother me whether I drive during the day or at night. I don't have that glare issue that I used to have. It supports brain health and healthy levels of essential proteins for the brain. Brain and eye. So what that is talking about, it's talking about the signaling that happens between the eye and the brain. And when that signaling, people say it helps you to see faster. So what that really means is it actually helps your reaction to be quicker, because the signaling between the brain and the eyes is clear and faster because it's in really good condition. So when we talk about that signaling, it's quite important. It affects everything. When you're playing sport, it affects when you running up the stairs and you misplace a footing. It also affects you when you're driving. All things, it's about your reaction time. It supports, it may help support normal sleep patterns, which can be disrupted by blue light exposure. So I'll just add there, what is the point of taking Icy Bright and then working on your computer until 10 o'clock at night? And then you say, oh, I can't sleep. Icy Bright does not work. So that's not the idea. The idea is to do the other things to support your eye health, and that Icy Bright is going to do the rest. It's like that bouquet I spoke about earlier. Okay, who benefits most? So the benefits of Icy Bright are universal. Vision is important to everybody for everything we do in life. And of course, blue light we know is everywhere, whether you spend time outdoors or in the sun, whether you're on the computer, on the laptop. It's really, really important to support the eye health as we age. Icy Bright supports our efforts with targeting protection and nourishment. Plus, you get added benefits to support the brain health and sleep patterns, bearing in mind we're going to take the right actions. And at this point, I would just like to mention, before I started with LifeVantage, I had a few issues with my eyes. And I was referred from my optician for my reading glasses to an ophthalmologist. And I was seeing the ophthalmologist every 6 months to monitor my eyes. And every 6 months, I'd read it going for that appointment to see what was going on. And I'm happy to report that over the 3 years from taking Protandim, then Icy Bright was introduced, my eyes slowly settled down and they weren't as marked as they were. 4 months ago, we introduced a product into the market, and my ophthalmologist said, Margie, I don't know what you've done. Something's changed. I don't need to see you for another year. My eyes have completely settled down, and the issues I had, it didn't happen overnight. It's taken 5 years, and my eyes are fabulous. I haven't changed my glasses in nearly 3 years. How fabulous is that? So it does make a difference. If anyone that you know is having issues with their eyes, this is the product that will really just support eye health. So, of course, what is important? NASDAQ. LifeVantage is a NASDAQ listed company. We're a member of the DSA. It's really important. FDA is the American, and here the TGA. So this product is supported at all levels. And of course, when we say the NASDAQ, we are a publicly listed company, and research and development is at the forefront. So we are the masters, LifeVantage are the masters of cellular health. Activation being at the forefront. And what is the point of different? We are the leaders, pioneers in activation. Activators are not just supplements. They've had 4 decades of science to develop our first activator, Protandim NRF2. Only NRF2 activator after 20 years. There isn't another one, even now. Our liquid collagen launched on the 3rd of March in Australia and New Zealand. And my word, has that made a difference. It's like the cherry on the top of the ice cream. So, is there a proven track record with LifeVantage? Absolutely. It's publicly traded. It's a safe business. Over 20 years of product manufacturing experience and over 2.5 1 billion products have been sold. So we've shared the understanding, the problems, the solutions. Now, in Australia, Icy Bright is available at $56.25. And if you are on subscription, it's $50.63. And in New Zealand, $63.75. And on subscription, $57.38. And there are 60 soft capsules in every bottle. Now, when should you take it? Very important. Always have it with a meal. Doesn't matter whether you have it breakfast, lunch, or supper. It doesn't really matter. So these beautiful little capsules, you'll see the lovely little brown capsule with all these gorgeous ingredients. Oops. So I'm sure if you can see those, for those of you who don't know the product, they're just little beautiful capsules, easy to swallow, easy to take. It's really good to take it with a meal because the ingredients include fat-soluble ingredients. So if you have it without a meal, you're not having maximum absorption of the product. So that's what I would certainly recommend on that front. So that's all from me. I hope you've learned something tonight. I hope those of you who haven't started on Icy Bright, just dive right in. You won't, in fact, you will never look back. You'll keep looking forward. Have a fabulous evening.